Hi, I'm Kayla.
And I'm Hannah.
And welcome to K-12 News. Today we'll be addressing the topic of school choice.
We're going to talk live for the first time to talk to Dr. Aubrey McStuffins and her nurse, RN Bree McFluffy, and of course, the patient, Miss American Education System, who lives at an impressive 379 years of age. And we are here live with our patient, Miss American Education, to interview her pre-operation.
So, what is your biggest problem that you guys need to address in surgery today?
I think my biggest problem is the student choice and how Trump passed it in his State of the Union address. It pretty much just says that students can take funding with them wherever they go.
Does this include private and public schools and charter schools?
Yes, it includes private and public.
So what symptoms have you been feeling? Are you tired? Are you sick?
Yeah, I fainted earlier and I've been very dizzy and just nauseous throughout this whole experience. So
That's too bad.
Okay, so we've heard that you have multiple symptoms and like injuries and illnesses. So what is your second biggest problem that you guys plan to address in your surgery?
Our second biggest issue is Betsy DeVos. She is taking away funding from the Special Olympics, and she's doing this just to distract politicians from the fact that she wants private institutions over public.
Okay. So when it comes to Betsy DeVos, what kind of side effects are you having?
She makes me feel nauseous because she has no qualifications for her job. She is the head of the Department of Education, and I feel like she should not be in that position.
Absolutely.
Okay, so for your third main problem, what is it that you want to address in surgery?
It's property tax reform, and I'm not too sure on what that is, so we should call my nurse in.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you explain to them what my third issue is?
Okay, property tax is where people want to they vote to raise taxes when a school wants to shut down instead of just shutting the school down or adding stipends.
Okay. Does that clarify?
Yes.
Okay.
You're recording live outside of Miss American Education System's surgical room.
It is estimated that this high-risk surgery is going to last 10 to 12 hours.
We will see you after they get out.
We're good.
We're good?
Okay, so we are live outside of the patient's room and we
Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, now we are live inside of the hospital room. We are just awaiting the doctor's arrival so she can give us a recap of everything that she saw in the surgery. Doctor?
Alright, so the first thing that we had to remove was the whole Trump situation. It was causing her a lot of problems, a lot of damage on the inside. So we went ahead and took that out. It was very broken, in shambles. Took it out and go ahead and put the new and fixed structure back in. She's doing a lot better now from that. So.
And what did that fixed structure consist of? Like, what did you do in school choice?
So we took out the broken pieces. Basically, they wanted to take funding to other private and public schools. But we reformed of school choice. So now we don't think that those should be able to travel from other schools.
Was it causing like district shutdowns or what problem?
So it was for private schools, and the public schools were just not really benefiting from it. So
Awesome.
overall,
Okay.
it's just a mess. Okay, so the next thing that we took out was the pig. It was distracting a lot of the attention from the break here. It was putting a lot of pressure on it, which caused it to fully break. It was strained before. So we went ahead, took that out and put it in, and we added funding back to the Special Olympics, so that doesn't deteriorate from any other organs.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so the last and final thing that we took out was this here. Okay, so this here was making her vitals raise, and we didn't want that. This was a big problem, and if this would have stayed in, a lot of things would have shut down. So we didn't want that problem to keep raising, so we just decided to keep funding available, and we didn't want to increase the property taxes.
All of the topics that we have discussed throughout this project have been very important to me, not only because I'm going to be a future educator, but because they are affecting my future students and my future children. I just feel like school choice, for example, is not very fair that they get to take funding to and from schools and to a school that potentially doesn't even need the extra funds. So as a future educator, I just feel like it is important that not only me but current teachers are educated and knowledgeable on these issues, and we should be fighting for our students.
So these issues are mainly important to me because as a future educator, I want to ensure the quality of education that my students are receiving, and that also comes with funding. Funding is needed to give these children an education, and it is public funding that we receive. So I think that all of these topics that talk about public education funding are equally as important as anything else that is going on right now, because the education of these children lie in the hands of the funders.
Fixing these reforms as a future educator are important to me because I feel as most politicians and like the leaders of these reforms don't have the best interest for the kids, and they want money or they want distractions or they want this or that, and they don't really look to see like how these affect kids and how like they can hurt a kid more than what they see. And I just feel like it's a very selfish thing to do. I feel like these people don't look at the kids as a future of us, and they're the ones that are going to continue our legacy and continue to make this world great, and we need to give them the best possible education and the best possible environment for that education.
All of the issues that we talked about in this video are really important, and not only for us as future educators to be aware about and fight for, but also for the kids. These kids are shaping our futures, and if we don't have the necessary funding and are cutting certain things out of budgets, it's not going to end well. These kids are going to be our future, so we need to educate them as well as we can and give them the proper funding that they need.
School choice is essential to me because as a future educator, I don't want to have to pay out of pocket for their pencils and their books. These kids need us more than we need them. And the Special Olympics, the fact that they're trying to distract politicians with that is downright rude. As somebody who has participated and volunteered with the Special Olympics, it hurts my heart to know that those kids won't have an opportunity just like us regular students do. I hope that politicians make up their mind and do this not for us, but for the kids.
Source only to Dr. Audrey McStuffins, her nurse RN, Bree McFluffy, for the first time to talk to Dr. Audrey McStuffins. I can't. 79-year-olds. Oh God, I can't.
You're good.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, what are your symptoms? Are you feeling tired, dizzy?
Yeah, I passed out earlier, so I don't know.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh. What? God, do the thing! Okay, I have to do it. Okay. So, what are you... Dude!
Okay.
What do we say? Wait, hold on, I don't know what to say.
My second biggest issue is Bessie politicians from the fact that she wants private institutions over public.
Alright. Wait, what am I saying?
Property tax reform. I'm not really sure what this one is.
Whoa!
We are outside recording live from out.
Oh, hey. Hey there, Betsy. I'm going to sleep. Hey, I got you $5. Just kidding, can't have it. It's going to come out of you and never go back in.